hello, and welcome to another episode of the Play on Ultra podcast. This is episode 102.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a lot.
So, yes. This is Pupunoob, and with Foehamner as usual. No Sarah again. Cali's back, and we have another new guest this week. Say hello to Zach, or Sebijingames. Sebijin, right? Sebijin.
Yeah, Sebijingames. That's right. What's up, guys?
Hey,
Hi, Zach.
Zach.
How's it going?
Tell the good people what is it that you do on your channel. Do you stream? What kind of videos do you make?
So I do anything nerd related. I do Let's Plays. I stream. I actually just started a website where I am bringing together all of my different interests: writing, video editing, podcasts, and all that kind of stuff. Putting it in one place, having a little community spin on it, and so yeah, I do a lot of different nerd related things.
Nice. Okay. So yes, this is a Play on Ultra podcast. You can reach us at playonultra@gmail.com. You can tweet all of us at our Twitters, or you can even still reach us at playonultra. That Twitter is still live, and you can join our Discord thing that we have now.
Oh yeah.
So all the
It's
links
super
are in
cool.
the description below. So yeah, how are your weeks, people?
Good.
Pretty good, actually.
Okay, thank you very much. This has been the So I finally finished Nier Automata.
Hooray.
And
Nice.
Wait, so when you say finished, does that mean like one playthrough, or do you have to play through it multiple times?
I got the 5 main endings.
Okay, yeah, cool.
And
Wow.
so there's 26 endings, 5 main ones, 21 kind of jokey ones. So it's stuff like you're supposed to go this way after the cutscene, but you went the other way and then you die. Or the character you're supposed to help dies. So those are like the joke endings. But there are like 5 main endings. A couple of them is same ending, different perspective. A couple of them is different endings depending who you choose, kind of thing. And then there's like one main big ending that requires you to play a really fucking impossible, difficult bullet hell shooter.
Oh man.
So yeah, my rusty bullet hell skill. No, seriously, that basically made it impossible.
But you did it.
Because okay, there's a reason why I was able to do it, and I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not going to say why. Right?
Okay.
So even then, so it's a game that even such a small detail I feel is spoiling it. So because it's like the experience of playing the game, and it's
Sure.
really a gamer
That makes sense.
gamey game. It's
The
like
gamiest
how
of
many-
games.
the gamiest of games.
I don't really know how RPG-ish Nier Automata is. How feasible is it to be like, okay, I'm stuck on this boss or something, I should go grind and come back? Is that a thing, or is it just get good?
I never had to grind.
That's good.
Nice.
I was
Nice.
I was able to.
That's always good.
I was able to be leveled up enough just by doing the side quests and stuff like that.
Cool.
And there's also a certain amount of skill to it. So even if you're under level, I've beaten bosses
Right.
that are like 10 levels above me just by
wow.
hacking away at their health bit by bit. Because you have ranged attacks and you can do all sorts of stuff, and
Yeah.
and because the animations are so smooth from attacking to dodging, it's so seamless that you can sort of cancel your action and just dodge after that. And
right.
there's like
Okay.
no stamina bar or anything. So that's it's a I don't know how to feel about the game. It's like I like it. There are certain things I don't like. It's a game that only a game can do, like 5 different endings. It's like, oh, this is the ending. Oh, not really. This is, you can play it again. And oh, this is the ending. Oh, not really. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, just like the Clue movie?
I never watched the Clue movie.
Oh, no.
I have no
Oh,
idea.
it's good. I recommend it.
Okay, I'll watch that.
Okay.
It's
so
got Tim
just-
Curry.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
always worth watching.
So it's very. I'm trying to spoil anything. So it's like it really sucks that I played it so late. If not, I could have gotten into the discussion when people are still talking about it.
Oh,
know?
okay.
That makes sense.
Because I don't want to be the guy like, hey, I played it like after 2 months. Hey, come talk to me about it. We moved on to the next thing, but it's I'm excited to see what the next game Yoko Taro is gonna make. But it's very the environments are very bland, and I actually think the first game's music is better too.
That's interesting.
I mean the music from the second game is really really good, but the first one is just
is it
whole, like,
stylistically similar?
the music.
Like very operatic, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you hear the Automata soundtrack, you know it's a near soundtrack, but it's also like, hey, this is something I never heard before, but
Okay.
it's something I've heard before. If you get what I mean.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Like pop music.
Guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I
Pretty
guess.
much. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
it's
it's probably
radio.
your,
It has the same themes. Yeah.
it's probably like your nostalgia playing in terms of the older soundtrack being better.
Maybe the first soundtrack felt more personal. The second soundtrack felt more poppy. I felt like
Interesting.
Like going more mainstream kind of thing, a little bit.
I guess like that's the first soundtrack was personal and yet epic at the same time, while the second one feels like they're trying to capture what they were able to do in the first one, but wasn't
okay.
really able to do it.
Gotcha.
And because the gameplay itself, the second one is so much better than the first one. So I can at least say that, but the soundtrack I much prefer the first one. So yeah,
Cool.
that is Nier Automata.
You recommend it still?
Yeah. It took me 40 hours to get all 5 endings, I guess. So
Oh,
it's
that's not bad at all.
Yeah, it's not.
How much?
No.
It's not like a visual novel. You have to replay the damn thing.
Yeah, that's good.
So sorry for using.
I was gonna say, how much time? Like, so once you get one ending, how much time is it to get the second ending? Like, is it a lot of new gameplay, or is it kind of just like make one decision a couple hours ago? Like, I guess are the decisions? I guess it's hard to say. I don't know how you could spoil it.
It's
So feel free
quite
to not answer.
It's quite spoilery.
I see.
Yeah. It gets a bit repetitive, I guess, because the gameplay loop is pretty much the same, and after a while, you're just playing it to get to the ending, and it's less
Sure.
about the journey after that.
Oh, okay.
So it felt a bit repetitive in that way, because you're like, I want to see the ending. That's it.
From
The
the
boss
boss
fights
I
were
watched
epic.
of the demo, it looks it's kind of schmuppy, dodgy. So like the gameplay seems like it was like depth from complexity, kind of like there's not a lot of things you can do, but
Yeah.
they do it well, so it's fun. And then the main reason is you want to see the really cool visuals. Like in the trailer, a giant like oil rig robot boss is awesome.
Yes. I almost spoiled something there. Yeah, but yeah. I wanted to.
There's more
God damn it!
of
Fuck this
those.
game. Seriously, you can't talk about it because it's like it's reaching the Dark Souls level of like. Don't say
It's
anything
all a
about
dream.
it. You're gonna spoil
You're,
it.
you're a
Right,
clone.
right.
There's the
Yeah, that
aliens.
makes sense.
The crystal skull is.
So
It's all a
like,
dream.
Yep.
And-
You've been dead the whole time.
And the thing is, it's not just the endings to spoil. It's like the small little things.
Right.
Hmm.
So annoying not being able to talk about this game. Fucking hell. Play it and then talk to me about it. Fucking hell.
If it goes on sale,
If I get a PS4.
I'm cheap. It's on PS. It's on PC, I mean.
Oh, it is on PC. That's right.
Yeah. it
Ooh,
is.
the new Styx game has a demo.
Oh.
Oh,
Good for
interesting.
them.
Nice. So this is, I guess, this episode is sort of the pre-E3 episode where we're not gonna talk
yeah.
about anything about E3. I don't know. Like E3 is. Do you guys get excited for E3 anymore? I was like, fuck this. I'm not really.
I never did. I don't know.
Yeah, neither me.
I like it. I don't know.
Like back then, I was like, oh, super cool. Now it's just like. It's like a wank fest and like.
Well,
it's like,
so I mean, I don't dislike it. I like the news that comes out of it, but I don't watch it because it's like a commercial to me, I guess.
Yeah,
the guy who,
same for me.
Yeah.
What's the guy's name that's hosting it? The guy who does that Game of the Year stuff? The
I know
Dorito
who you're
Mountain
talking
Dew guy?
about, but I don't remember his name.
Okay, let me. Dorito Mountain Dew guy. God damn it! Not Boogie 2988.
That's okay. That's a fair Google. You didn't. That's fine. It's an acceptable answer, Google.
But like more people would watch it if Boogie was hosting it.
I didn't
I
want
would
Jeff
love
Keighley.
it more if Boogie was hosting
Jeff
it.
Keighley.
Yeah,
I-
Jeff
I-
Keighley.
okay.
That's right.
I got
I
it from
recognize that name.
Dorito Mountain Dew game host. So Jeff Keighley.
Nice.
So he's
okay.
he's hosting it, and he's one of the least charismatic people I've ever seen host anything. I'm not saying I'm like better. I'm just saying
wait,
this guy is
who's-
getting paid
who's-
to do this shit.
That's
Who's
true.
the
Yeah, yeah.
CEO of 2K that we hate?
CEO of Gearbox.
Gearbox.
Randy
Gearbox.
Bitchford.
Randy Pitchford. That's when you say least charismatic person, I think of him.
Randy Bitchford?
Yeah, pretty much. It's
Okay.
Pitchford with a P, but I like your name better.
So yeah.
I don't know. When it comes to when it comes to E3 stuff, I like the content
games.
that I create
Right.
out of it, and then the games. So like I like doing the podcast after it, and I like talking
That's
about
true.
it with people. I'm
It's
doing
like-
a lot of live streams this year with it.
But there's so much
I'm excited
fluff
for that.
surrounding it. Is the thing.
That's cool.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, the fluff is good to react to. It's almost like you can riff on
Yeah.
it.
I guess you
Right,
get raw
right.
content. I guess from that.
I do
that's-
actually. I didn't actually used to watch these things that much until the Super Best Friend started doing live streams of it, and I started watching those, and that's kind of how I was like, well, I'm glad I'm not watching these, but I do enjoy what they're doing with it.
And they don't do it alone, right? There's like two at least. Two
There's
of them.
usually all four of
All
them. Well, it's
four?
now three, but back then
Right.
there were
Oh
four.
yeah.
Yeah, to go
They
back
can play
and
off
forth.
of each other, and
Yeah, exactly.
And they're pretty
Mystery
funny
Science
people
Theater
too,
style.
yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I watched some Rooster Teeth do it last year.
Yeah, I can
That
see
was
them doing a good
interesting.
job with that.
So yeah, Jeff Keighley.
When is E3? Is it next? Is it this upcoming
tomorrow.
week or? Oh, it's tomorrow. This weekend.
The EA
Okay.
conference is at 3
Oh, yeah, June
p.m.
11th,
Eastern
yeah.
Standard Time tomorrow. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. They always start with the worst, E EA.
Apparently, they're gonna have 8 games, and 2 of those games are unannounced,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
interesting. FIFA
And 30 minutes
2019.
of that is going to be FIFA or Madden.
Can't blame them. FIFA is still
What was
such
I-
a huge.
That's true.
I was watching some game awards show, and Dara O'Brien was the host. I know I've told the story before on a podcast like last year, but he was talking about like FIFA. They've spent years trying to perfect this football game, and then you guys come on and you put cars with rockets in it, and you just blow them out of the water. Like, God damn it! If we just done this, we've had all that money ages ago. We've wasted so much time on the people soccer.
People suck.
The BAFTA Game Awards,
Yeah, that's what it is.
and he was making relatively nerdy, gamey jokes.
Yeah,
I like him.
whoever
He's
wrote for
a
him
pretty
was
funny
good.
guy, and he's like.
I like him in general.
He has like a physics major and he's a smart guy.
Oh,
and
does he?
basically, yeah, he's a nerd. So he also hosts like
Unlike that Chris Hardwick guy.
yeah,
Sorry.
he also hosts a show about a science comedy kind of thing. He hosts it because he knows what he's talking about and shit, but he's also funny. Anyways, so
Are
he
you
was
talking about
making
Mock
like
the
jokes
Week?
and shit, right? I think you're talking about
Okay.
the last year's.
Yes,
BAFTA
that's the
Game
most
Awards.
recent years.
He was making jokes and it was pretty good and nobody was laughing. I was like, and I just said like, game developers are pretty.
I've heard that from other people who've done that sort of gig. That there's no response.
Yeah, I
Except
mean,
for the people
yeah.
who maybe the people whose game you were talking about. Maybe they'll do something, but that's about it. Nobody else does anything.
and I don't mean to say all game developers, but I interview some of them, right? I have a few videos up on my channel where I interview them, and I'm not saying they shouldn't take it very seriously, but they take it super seriously. Like they take them, like if you're not a game developer, you're below me kind of attitude.
Oh, okay.
That kind of
I can see that.
Yeah, elitist.
elitist because
Yeah.
I guess because games and game development is such a huge thing right now, and I guess it gave them some sort of a complex. Maybe I'm not gonna say who. All of them on the interview itself, it was fine. Like it's just that through my interaction with some of them, it's just like. If we met in real
Yeah.
life, I don't think I really want to talk to you, kind of thing. I'm just interested in your game, so I don't know. It just kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Okay.
I get that.
Yeah. And also the fact that apparently some game developers think you can't review a game if you are not a game developer. Such a weird.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
they
interesting.
They are actual game developers. I'm not saying all. Again, not all.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. For some reason. Yeah, so it's just a.
And of course, there's always like the Peter Molyneuxs and Phil Fishes who give them bad names as well.
Sure. At least Peter Molyneux is an actual charismatic guy. He's not an asshole from all the
Molyneux's the guy who
interviews.
did The Witness, right? That's what I'm thinking of.
No. That's Jonathan
Like
Blow.
this too confused every time. Okay, I'm thinking of Jonathan Blow. Yeah, Molyneux is
Just
fine,
because
I
they're
guess.
bald and white, like they're all.
If you say they're bald, that probably applies to most of them. Game devs, I mean.
Sure, hair pulling from
I'm
the
joking.
management. I don't know. I noticed that game developers, when they look at other people's games, no matter how bad it is, they are very safe with their review or criticism sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Because
Really?
it's like, this person is in my industry and I don't want to put them down too much. And
Yeah, because you
I
might
mean-
end up working with them or something.
yeah, I mean, a game developer's perspective of a game is interesting. I think recently, a few months back, I can't remember which big professional game site, they got a few well-known game developers and they asked them to talk about Zelda Breath of the Wild. Game developers that did not work on the game, and they were talking about Zelda Breath of the Wild. It was like an interesting perspective. Anyways, getting off track. Kelly, what did you do this week?
Let's see.
Did you watch Wonder Woman?
No.
We
I'm
both said we were going to and didn't.
I'm going to the movies is kind of a chore, and 9 times out of 10 I go to see a movie with my friends and it's like a 2 or 3 hour long movie, and at the end of the movie I'm like, yeah, I could have like played video games this whole time, and but no, I sat and watched this mediocre movie. I'm not saying that I think Wonder Woman is going to be mediocre, but most of the movies I go to see, it's like, well, that was okay, I guess, but meh. I'm trying to remember what I did this week. Oh yeah, PUBG. I did a lot of PUBGs this week. Playing with people, trying to get it to work on streaming.
Player Unknown Battlegrounds?
Yes,
Right,
sorry.
right. I was like,
yeah.
what is that?
But I prefer the duo or the squad play, just because being out there with a teammate, I like that dynamic of trying to strategize and say, okay, you go around the outside, I'm gonna go into the house and like try to flush them out or whatever. And it's much less stressful too than playing just by yourself, because you have to hunker down and you're just hearing footsteps everywhere and you're just like, Jesus, where are they? And my cousin plays a lot of first person shooters and stuff. Like, he's done it for years, and like he's even done tournaments or whatever. And I was in a squad with him, and then like 2 of my friends were all together. It was his first time doing a squad match, because he'd done duo, but he'd never done squad before. And so we're all just kind of running around. Like, I clipped the whole match, and we're just like, hey, I found a gun. Oh, hey, does anybody need a suppressor? And we're just like super friendly, like laid back, like it's cool, it's whatever. And I don't know how. I don't know. Like, RNG just smiled down upon us, and we won the match. None of us died.
Nice.
And we won the match. I mean, my cousin pretty much carried us on his back the whole way, I'm not gonna lie. But the fact that all of us lived is, like, pretty amazing, and it was his first squad match, and I was
And you
like,
can't-
okay, that's it.
can you
Shut down the
respawn?
stream. No.
No respawn.
It's
It's like the
Permadeath.
Hunger Games.
But I really love that game because it's so interesting, like dropping with nothing and then having to pick stuff up and figure out, am I going to go to a big city or a little city? Am I going to like stick to it's that dynamic I really love.
I assume resources are randomized. Is the map itself randomized in that game?
No.
Or is it the same city? Okay.
It's the same city. They're doing patches. I mean, it's early access still, so I'm looking forward to different maps, nighttime games. They're looking at different game modes. I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, like one was in like 50v50 or something like that. instead of like a battle royale where only one person is the victor.
That's
awesome.
interesting.
Yeah. No, like I'm really excited for the potential that this game has. I just hope that they carry it through. So I think that was the highlight of my week. I was working a lot, and then pretty much
They've
PUBG.
sold 3 million copies already. Holy
Wow.
fuck.
Wow.
Wow.
It's like a $30 game? $40 game?
It's $30.
$30, right?
Yeah, $30.
That's crazy.
Oh, and Ark.
Yeah.
I've been playing Ark this week too. I got it on sale, super cheap.
Right.
And that's like insta death. Like as soon as you log in, you're probably gonna spawn next to a dinosaur that wants to kill you. I think my favorite feature of that game is the fact that
Oh no.
everything poops all the time, constantly just pooping.
Is that game or is... it's Conan, right? The penis thing?
That's Conan. You're
Oh,
thinking
yeah,
Conan.
that makes sense.
So
Yeah,
Art has
no,
no
that's-
penis.
Not
No,
that I've
but
seen.
the people do still look pretty bizarre.
They do. Oh my god! If you do randomizer on your character creation, it's
Yeah.
it gets
Don't you start
interesting.
nude?
I
Or-
did this
or
great.
you're
You have a
wearing like a-
loincloth.
Right,
No,
right,
you're
right.
I did
wearing
this
like
great
the
thing-
basic cloth stuff or whatever. Very very basic.
I love doing either making your forearms and calves big and your biceps and thighs small, or reversing
Popeye?
that. One of the
Like
two,
Popeye,
either
yes,
Popeye
yes.
or like a
Uh-oh.
chicken-legged sphere like potato with sticks.
This is my cat, everybody. His name is Franklin. He jumped
Hey,
up onto the
Franklin.
table, so I thought I'd make him say hi. Okay, sorry. But that's pretty much it. Ark, PUBG, those are the highlights of the week.
Nice. Zach, what about you?
I did see Wonder Woman.
Nice.
It was a lot better than I expected.
It was a lot better than that crap that we got a couple of times last year, right?
Oh yeah.
Fucking hell,
Well,
Suicide Squad is like one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
I still haven't seen
So
it.
bad.
I still haven't seen Suicide
don't
Squad.
waste your time.
I've been told not to
Don't
watch
waste-
it.
Don't waste your time.
So ironically, my name is Zack Snyder, so I get
Right.
crap for it.
Oh yeah, I just
all
noticed
the
that.
time. All the time.
Oh man.
Go to my local comic book store, get my pools for the week or the month. All the
You
time.
might be able to fool some people just by saying your name.
Uh-huh. Yeah, probably.
It's like who's the guy from Office Space? His name he has the same name as the Danger Zone guy, right? Who sings Danger Zone?
Archer?
I know what you're talking
In
about.
Archer.
but I
Well,
can't-
no, not
I can't
Archer.
remember.
Archer's like Office Space. Sort of. Office Space. Do you know the movie Office Space? First of all, I guess.
Yeah,
Establish
I know
this
that
time.
movie.
Okay. God dang it.
It had Jennifer Aniston in it, and I can't remember that guy's name.
I don't remember any of the actors' names.
Yeah,
I just remember
saw
Jennifer
it
Aniston.
once.
You're right. It does have Jennifer Aniston. Kenny Loggins.
Kenny Loggins.
Maybe
oh,
I'm misremembering the
oh, are
name
you
of the
saying
character, but
Danger Zone the song?
Yes.
Oh, I thought
I could be
I thought when you
completely
say
wrong.
Danger Zone as
The
in
point
Archer.
is, the point is, there's a character in that movie who has a name like Kenny Loggins of some rock star, and everyone always confuses it with him, and it drives him crazy.
Yeah.
That was a long way to walk for not really a joke.
Yeah, no, it's interesting
Rim
because
joke.
working in media myself, or trying to work in media myself, I'm sure I'm gonna get those like
Yeah.
confusion later on down the road.
Do you guys? I was just watching this before the podcast. Do you guys know Brian Fargo, the RPG legend guy? He made
No.
like Wasteland, Bard's Tale, stuff like that, and he's currently
I
making
know
all
those games.
Okay, so he's like a legendary RPG game designer, right? And apparently, his great uncle either helped to set up or was part of the founding members of Wells Fargo, apparently,
Oh
Oh
wow.
wow.
which is interesting.
Interesting. Yeah.
But he said he never got any money from it, so that's
a little less interesting.
No, it's
right?
dumb.
right. So yeah, that was interesting. So yeah, Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
What you like
Other
about
than
it?
that, I actually took a class for 3 weeks abroad in Japan, and I just got back last week. So this
hey.
whole week I've just been trying to like get back into the zone of making videos, and I started working on my website and got that out this week. So a lot more
cool.
productivity. So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Is it just a website for your videos or other stuff as well?
It's going to be for a lot of different things. Basically, I wanted to create some kind of network in the kind of like Rooster Teeth or Normal Boots.
Okay.
And then have it so that I can have videos, articles, podcasts, indie video games, indie comics, just kind of like a bunch of different like content in the nerd culture realm, and then have a community spin on it. So yeah.
What's hot in the comic world? I worked in a comic store for 3 years, but I'm not out of touch.
Yeah. Man, I don't even know right now. I have so many DC Rebirth comics sitting on my shelf that I haven't read yet, just because I just don't have time.
Yeah, I kind of had to back out of the superhero comics just because there's so much to read, and they all cross over, so you have to read all or nothing, it feels like. It's like, no, I can't do it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not even breaching into that territory. I'm like, it's too late for me. It's nope.
I'm kind of sticking with the mainstream indie ones right now, like Saga or East of West and that kind of stuff.
I've been wanting to read Saga for the longest time, and I haven't started yet.
I endorse it.
Yeah. I started reading Fables not too long ago.
Yeah, Fables.
That's pretty cool.
That's the one.
I love Fables.
That's the one that I really want to read.
Yeah.
That and Saga, because folk keeps talking about it.
There's a lot of Fables to read.
Yeah.
There's a lot of spin-offs.
But they finished it. I think they finished it like last year.
It has an ending, which is nice.
Yeah. Which is cool. So you could binge read it in like probably a few months if you wanted.
That's true. I think it's like 23. More than 20, less than 30 trades. Yeah, 23 sounds right.
Yeah.
That's why I like mangas. They're short.
How is the Fables comic work? Is it they focus on like a few different characters, or is there one main character?
There's a few. It changes perspectives.
So it's not just Bixby, right?
Right, it's not Bigby.
Right.
I wouldn't even say it's Bigby most of the time. Like there's a lot of stuff with Snow White. There's a lot of stuff with the bad guys. There's a lot of witches and magic users who get a lot of focus.
Nice.
Interesting. I haven't gotten too far into it. But...
Hold the phone. You're saying Fable like the Telltale game. So the Telltale game is based off of a
comic
book.
Yes. And it's very, very good.
Yeah.
It's called
like
Fables.
Super good.
Fables.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing.
There is also a comic book now based off the video game.
Oh my god, that's like what fucking Lemony Snicket did. I love those books, the 13 books. I read them all. I cried at the end, everything. And then the movie came out. It was okay. I mean, I had some problems with it, but whatever. I mean, the TV series is better. And then he had the book series based off of the movie, based off the book. And when I saw that, I was like, oh my god. I just flipped the table and walked away. I was
is it a rewrite? Like, what is that even?
I didn't even touch it. I was like, nope,
okay.
not go, just walk away.
Yeah.
Just walk away.
Well, I love when they reprint a book after a movie comes out, and the book cover is like the movie cover. Like, oh, this book has Tom Cruise in it, you guys.
Jesus Christ. I'm so sure. Oh my god.
Okay, so if there's a book, if there's a movie that's based on true events, right? Based on true events, we all know that it's not like 100% accurate, right? You have to make it more
like Titanic.
Yeah, and shit like that.
That's a good example.
Yeah.
Saving Private Ryan.
Is a book that's based on the movie considered fiction or non-fiction?
Historical
Depends
fiction?
on how real it is. Yeah, probably historical fiction.
Yeah?
It's probably fiction. I mean...
It's probably fiction, right?
Yeah.
Because the main content
maybe
is still
realistic fiction. Yeah.
Because I was I can't remember what book it was. I was at a book sale that was pretty huge here, and I was like, I saw this book. It had all the movie characters in it, right? And like you say, oh, Tom Cruise is in this book, and then I was like, why is this in the non-fiction section? That's kind of weird. It's based off of a movie, and I'm pretty sure that movie isn't telling the true thing 100% because nobody's gonna fucking watch that. Real life is fucking boring, okay?
Right.
In real life, Denzel Washington don't stop a train. That's all I'm saying. And so I was like, then this lady corrected me and said, but no, it's non-fiction because it actually happened. But that's not accurate, is it?
Like the Titanic.
I wouldn't agree with her.
Let's go back to
that.
I would say based on real life events, but then I think it would still be fiction.
Inspired by.
I was like, unless the movie was a documentary, then
okay, that one I'm fine with.
Yeah, definitely. Because that's misleading.
Yeah,
it's misleading to put a okay, a movie based on fiction, then you make a book on the movie, and then you say that's nonfiction because, well, the movie actually well, that's misleading because people might think that the content of the movie was real. That just gives me a headache thinking about it.
Right. I was like, oh, Denzel actually stopped the train, apparently.
But if you make a graphic novel about the book that was based off the movie,
Jesus Christ. That's it. I'm done.
Like, I'm sure there has to be a Batman comic based off of Christopher Nolan, right?
Definitely.
There's probably something.
I know there's animated movies
fan-made,
based off of the...
They took the Batman Arkham games and made comics out of those.
Oh, okay.
So there's that.
And I think there's also an animated... Like, there's a series of animated movies that's based off of either the Arkham games or the Nolan Batmans or something.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it at all.
I don't know.
So yeah, for what did you do?
This week, kind of unplannedly, turned into Hover Week. Because
Right.
Hover came out last week, and I recorded the content, and it ended up being about a week's worth of content. So that's kind of what this week has been.
That's your channel
It
now,
gets
the Hover
mean.
channel.
Well, I mean, it'll be over, and then all the, like, it's actually been getting a lot more views, but then, of course, they're not gonna stick around for anything after Hover. But, yeah, the game got mean at the end. It gets really, like, this is a little spoiler for anybody listening to this. The final episode is gonna go up in 2 days, and the final boss is, it's you and 2 NPCs versus the final boss, and, the setting is, like, a ball will drop from the sky, and there's 4 goals around this circle that the boss can throw the ball into at a point at all, and he's like a laser for an arm. It just goes in no matter what. And your goal is at the top of this tower in the middle of the arena, surrounded by security cameras. Which I don't know what happens if you trigger them. I never triggered any of them because it seems like it'd be really, really bad. So
That'd be fine.
after a number of attempts, because the NPCs are also stupid. The NPCs get the ball, they just run around and do dumb crap. But what I ended up doing is just goaltending the goals, because the AI for the boss is really dumb. It's just, he tries to get the ball, and his stats are usually better than anybody's, so he gets the ball, and then he just rockets it towards the goal as soon as he can. And it always goes in, but if you jump, you can intercept it. So I'd catch the ball, and then I just throw it away, because the boss would come and take it from me. And so I just kept doing this. I just kept doing this until the NPCs got lucky and happened to score once. And so then I grabbed the ball, and there was a very small circular track in the middle of the arena. I just grinded on a circle on that for 3 minutes until the game ended, and we won by 1 point to 0. And I'm like, I'm good at video games.
You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of fucking Final Fantasy X.
Baseball?
When you're
Fuck
trying
that
to,
shit.
When you're oh my god. I was so like, I'm gonna do this.
It's
I'm
a
gonna
lot
fucking
like
do
that.
it. I did. I won against those that other. Whatever, I don't even remember what the name of the other team was, but
I forget.
I did it. I freaking did it. And I learned the jack shot. So yeah.
Wow.
Yes. I'm
The only way to win is not to play.
I
It
have
only
no
took me
idea
an
how to play
hour,
baseball
but-
at all. Could not play that game.
Yeah, it was awful.
That's like, there's the new, from the creators of Bastion and Transistor, there's that new game coming out. I always forget the name.
Something with
But it's
Pyre,
just a
Pyre.
ball game.
Pyre.
Yeah, it's just a ball game. I'm afraid. Like,
ball
they have
game,
a
yeah.
great track record, but it's like, I've been burned so bad by like
It's
ball games
It's a
like this.
turn-based
Ball games.
ball game RPG or something, right?
Those
something
damn
like
sports
that,
ball
yeah.
games.
Something like that.
So actually, the name of the game in Hover is called Game Ball. It's such a creative name.
Jesus
I mean, the name of the
Christ.
game is Hover Revolt of Gamers, so they're clearly
Never heard of
not
this
like
game. I need to
putting
look
their
it
best minds on the naming of things.
I mean, and when an NPC talks to you, the first thing he says like, "Hey, gamer," right?
well, you are gamers. You're
Yeah.
the gamers, and you're revolting against the
man.
not
Oh, no.
gamers. I don't really
Okay.
know.
Right.
Maybe
There's a
they're going
secret
for
ending.
something intentionally bad. Like
I don't
something
think
so. Oh, that's
It could be.
tragic.
That'd be
That's
pretty.
tragic.
That'd be pretty diabolical. Yeah, there's a secret ending, and I don't think I'm going to try and get it because that sounds like a lot of work, and I have no idea where to start. It would involve hours of me just trying different permutations of things. Because like there are certain secrets I happened to discover. Because like you get you start out as your default character, and as you beat like mini story arcs of like competing against other people in the game, they give you their DNA kits, so you can like make yourself look like them because one's fun, and two, they have like slight stat differences, so you can specialize that way. And so I uncovered certain secret things by like I happened to be currently wearing the DNA of this guy talking to this other guy, and he got confused, and so he gave me a side quest. And I don't want to just try talking to everybody dressed as everybody else. That's going to take forever. So I assume that's where the secret ending lies, and unless someone gives me explicit instructions, I'm not going to bother.
One thing that Nier Automata did, which I really appreciate, and I really hope that more game developers do this. After you finish the after you finish the game, like the proper, not the fifth final ending, but like, oh fuck this game, seriously, I can't talk about it. So after one of the endings, you will unlock all the chapters into the game, and you can pick and choose which chapter you want to go into. You get to choose which character you want to use.
Cool.
And even in the chapter, it will tell you, oh, you have this one unfinished side quest you can go and do in this chapter.
Cool.
Nice.
Please do that. If you're a visual novel, please do that. All I want to see is tits. I don't want to go through the fucking talking again. I just want to see the endings. Because eventually, the game is all about getting the endings. And I don't want to go through all that shit again.
Oh, absolutely. I hear you, dude. That absolutely.
So yeah, I managed to get the alternative ending after Nier Automata. I got ending C. I got ending D like 5 minutes right after that because I just chose a chapter, chose the person, I got to see it again. So it's like so convenient.
That reminds me.
Yeah.
Oh,
go ahead. No, go ahead. I can't read. It's fine.
Okay, you know the 9 doors, 9 persons, 9 hours. There's the one that came out on the Vita that was like 0 hour or 0 something, right? The exact title. I think so.
Yeah, there's like 3 games in total.
But
it's called the
basically,
Zero Escape series, I think.
Yes, thank you. Yeah,
I've heard of that. Okay.
Yeah. So the one that came out on the Vita, like, I didn't know this, but there's like tons and tons of branches and endings depending on who you go with and how you vote and like which way you decide to go with your team and like all of this crazy stuff. And I read up a little bit on it because I realized how complex it was, and I found out that like you just do your thing and you kind of learn different things on different endings, and it's like you go to a certain ending, but you can't really experience that ending unless you know the secret password from a different ending. And it's like, oh my god, are you fucking... Like, I was like, okay, I really want to enjoy this game, but what I want to find is the guide that says, okay, get this ending first, and then get that ending, and then get this ending. Like non-spoilery, but just kind of like a gentle guide, because to try to just kind of throw darts at the wall, like, okay, let's try that. Like, I feel like that's artificially inflating the playtime, and that kind of stuff just pisses me off. Like, grinding in JRPGs especially, it's like, yeah, there's like hundreds of hours of gameplay, yeah, but you're sitting there like killing fucking dodo
dodging
birds
dodging
for
the
hours.
Lightning in FF10.
Yes! Yes!
Oh, God.
Yes!
Fuck you,
Like,
whoever thought that was a good idea. Like, seriously. Fuck you. Love that game.
But now I'm like, okay, I've got to carefully research this game so I don't spoil anything for myself, but I don't waste a bunch of time, because I have like 300 other games I want to play. So like give me something here.
Yeah.
So we always just go on the internet and look at a guide, and then I'm thinking like, the people who fucking made this guy, how the fuck did they find out?
So in Hover, they've scattered, no, not Game Boys, they're gamer girls that look like Game Boys all throughout. Girls. Yeah, they just sprinkle them throughout the level, and you get like a small XP bonus for finding them. But this guy on the Discord he's gloating. He's like, who else is in the 216 out of 216 gamer girls club? I got them all. He's like, I spent the last 3 hours trying to find the last one. I'm like, you could have played like 4 other games in that time, probably. Like, it's not like there's any story content with these things. Like, there's literally no point to them if you're max level already.
So
crazy.
It's achievement hunters.
So are the gamer girls, the higher level they are, the more boobs they show, or like?
No, they're literally just Game Boys. They're like handheld gaming devices.
Of course.
I see. There's only,
right.
Oh, interesting you bring it up, because there's a different person in chat today complaining how there's only one clearly female girl character. He's like, I want to play as more hot girls, and there's only one. And well, it's not true. There are other female
choose
characters,
your character. You don't.
But she's the only one. Well, when you first start, you create your own, and there's a boy and a girl template, and you basically just choose their color palettes. But then as you unlock the other characters, they do the same thing, choose their color palettes. And there's a couple other girls, but there's only one who's clearly like a human girl, I guess. And this person's like, I'm no furry. But I mean, I don't know.
Oh man.
It's like, but they're also like, they're like maybe teenager aged characters. So still, you're already like, excuse me, sir, I'm no furry. I'm just a pedophile. Okay, at least you have a standard, I guess.
Oh my god.
That's the internet for you.
Yeah.
I was watching this the Peep Show. Do you guys know that?
I've heard of that.
I watched the clips on YouTube.
It was too awkward for me. I tried watching it, and it does that British thing. Like the British Office, I couldn't get into either because it's just too cringy, too hard for me.
It was those two guys, right? I can't remember the names.
David Mitchell and
and
Michael Webb.
Right. So
David Mitchell, Michael.
So
Webb.
one of the skits is David Mitchell's character was having a baby, and then he said, "I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm a pedophobe," is what he said. So he has an irrational fear against kids. And then he's talking to his friend Mitchell Webb, right? And Mitchell was like, I kinda thought this, but I never knew. And then he said, I'm a pedophobe. Oh, phobe. And it was like, what the fuck did you think I meant? You know. Oh, fuck you. This is really good. It's so funny.
That's funny.
I just love British comedy. It's like the best.
I like some of it, but like Fo said, some of it gets a little. Oh my god. Okay, I don't know what this is from, but it was the cringiest thing I've ever seen in my life. But it was basically like this grown man, and he was dating a girl, and I'm pretty sure it was a British humor thing. I'm pretty sure, and they went to a church or something. Like they went to some function, and the guy was there, and his mother was there, and his grandmother was there, and he just started breastfeeding on his mom, like, I'm hungry, Mom, and he like this guy's like in his 30s, and he just starts breastfeeding, and
it's like Game of Thrones.
And then at some point, Mom runs out of milk, and Nana was like, I got some milk.
The grandma?
Nana milk.
Comedy.
And I'm just like, oh, turn it off. Turn it off. I'm gonna gouge out my eyes and soak them in bleach for an hour.
Did they make like that milk is sour joke or something?
No.
That would have been a good joke.
Because
there was a Mitchell and Webb had their other show called it's called Mitchell and Webb. It's like a sketch comedy show.
That was
and
really
there's
good.
one
The Nazi one.
There's one yeah, no, it's a good one.
That's cool. Are we the baddies? That was the best.
Are we the baddies? I mean, we've got skulls on our uniforms.
Oh, jeez.
But there's one reoccurring bit where he's like taking like some art class like out and like paint the nature or whatever, and he's always trying to like gross out the teacher with his like revolutionary art. He's like, it's a picture of modern society, blah blah blah, and she's like, oh, that's lovely, I love what you've done with the colors. And it escalates to the point where he's like this it's like a giant, like, kind of like, it looks like an ice sculpture of a dick. And he's like, I've made this, I went to an elementary school, and I gave hand jobs to little boys, and I collected it, and I froze it, and I sculpted it. I'm like, holy shit. Like, that's one of the weirdest things I've ever heard.
Holy shit.
They took it to another level.
Nothing is off limits to them.
Beyond my plane of reasoning.
Wow.
CaliXenon has stopped working.
It's off limits.
That's fair.
Wow.
I was talking about cringe. Let's continue the cringe train for a minute.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I was
excited.
on the Witcher subreddit. It's a nice place. It's people liking The Witcher and not hating other people for not liking The Witcher, basically. It's a pretty chill place. So this guy did a post about one of his days. He works in a game shop. So one of the customers that went into the shop was wearing a bunch of game merchandise kind of thing. Okay. And it's not just like t-shirts. It's like he was wearing the School of the Wolf medallion, which is the
cool.
Geralt school, the Witcher school. So it's like the wolf symbol that you see from all the game covers. So it's a medallion, right? And when he wanted to leave the shop, the guy who was the OP of the post, who was working there, basically said, do you fancy a run of Gwent, which is the card game in The Witcher, and it's like a meme now. You have a world to save, but you want rather play Gwent, basically, right? And the guy who was wearing the merchandise was just looking at me with a blank face, like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then the guy who was running the shop was like, Gwent, the card game from The Witcher, and then the response from the guy wearing the merch was one of the cringiest, lamest things I've ever heard. I've never played the game. I played only 2 hours of the game. I only wear all these merchandise so that people can identify me as a gamer.
Oh gosh.
So he literally used video games as part of his identity. And that's really fucking sad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was reading this like, is this real? Like, really?
Would you frown on somebody for cosplaying as a character from like a movie they've never seen or a game they've never played?
So the discussion in that thread started to go into that direction, like
area.
People are asking, is video games now the new rock band t-shirts, right? Like wearing like Aerosmith but never really listening to their music or something. I personally don't like gatekeeping. Like, wear whatever you want to wear, be whatever you want to be. You,
of course.
You want to wear Metallica, never.
If you want to be a fake phony, go ahead and do it.
Exactly.
Like, if you want to wear Metallica shirts because you like the design, you never really listened to any of the songs before, I'm not gonna go up to you, name me your 5 favorite Metallica songs. Apparently, people had that kind of response before, which is like a really fucking weird thing to do, to go up to a stranger. Name me your top 5 Metallica songs. Like, if I were the guy getting asked that question, I would probably fuck with him. Like, my top 5 Metallica song is like Smells Like Teen Spirit, Californication,
the birthday song.
Yeah. Also a stupid
fireworks
shit
song.
Just to troll the fuck out of him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Eye of the Tiger, fuck that. Man-eater, fuck you. So it's just a weird thing for me, like, to be a gatekeeper of such a thing. I don't know how you guys feel though. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, I think the reason that people might get upset about that is it's kind of
a community thing.
Well, it not that. It's just like it's slightly a little bit like appropriation. Like, if you're not part of that quote unquote culture, because gaming is kind of a culture. We have
Absolutely.
our own thing going on, and so when someone's like, okay, here's a perfect example. It's like the people that wear big glasses that aren't real because, like, I'm a nerd, haha. They do the duck faces on Instagram and shit like that.
Oh, you mean like glasses that you can fucking poke your finger through because no actual glasses in there? Right.
Being dressing like a nerd was considered chic for a while.
This is
whatever.
real, by the way. Like, I can't fucking see shit. you think my eyes is small now, right? If I take it off,
I believe you. It's all good. No, but like, and that's similarly kind of like, it's just weird. I mean, if they want to do it, fine, but I can tell you they're probably going to be cringing about that hardcore when they're in their 30s or whatever, and they find that picture from MySpace or Facebook, and they're like, oh god, I did that.
Okay, what I think is both sides are cringy. You wear something you don't really care about, and you trying to ask people, hey, what's your top 5, whatever, right?
Oh yeah, no, both
both
are
sides.
absolutely cringy. I'm just saying, like, that whole kind of appropriation aspect of, like, I don't know anything about the culture, I don't really care. It's just, it's what's in right now. It's what's vogue. And
right now,
I think the idea of doing something just because it's cool or it's like a fashion trend, that to me is like, that's really phony and fake, and it's just like, I mean, I'm not gonna go up and say, oh, you're not a nerd, you don't care about any of this stuff, you're not a gamer, you just play Candy Crush, that's not gaming. Like, I'm not gonna say that to somebody.
You're a female game streamer, don't you get comments like that sometimes?
Like what?
Like people calling you a fake because you're a girl.
Well, I mean, when I'm playing games like PUBG or like old school games, not so much. I don't get that kind of stuff. I mostly get insults about my appearance. One person, like, my hair was different, okay? It was like back in a ponytail or something, and my face looks more androgynous when my hair is back. It's really weird. But they came into the stream, and I was also a bit heavier then too, and they said that I looked like Danny DeVito, and I was like, yeah, oh yeah, totally, I look like Danny DeVito. You mean
like a sibling to Arnold Schwarzenegger?
So, yeah, I usually get stuff based on my appearance.
Of course.
Or they just come in and they just say random shit like, oh, bow to Kelzar, Lord of Darkness, or some shit. And I'm like, okay, boop, ban, bye. It's always something really random, or it's something based on my appearance. I got someone giving me crap about my hair color.
Why?
Like,
what?
Well, I don't know. They it was a period
okay, that's the
joke
proper
too,
answer.
and
I
was
don't know.
like, why? I mean, are you
if
seriously
they
like a
know.
little kid boy and you're making a period joke? Like, really, dude? You want your cred to go down like that? I mean, okay, whatever. So it's you know, that's the kind of stuff that I deal with. I don't get people telling me that I'm fake. Not that I've noticed. I mean, I have a mod team now. Like, there's always someone in chat that can just ban people, and I have like a 6-second delay between when they type it and when it actually appears globally to everybody. So most of the time someone does something, and I'm so enthralled with the game and whatever I'm doing, I just focus on entertaining people, that by the time I look over to check up on chat, it's already gone. Like, you know, such and so has been banned or timed out, and I'm like, okay. Like, I don't acknowledge it. I don't, because that's what they go for, is the attention. So I figure as long as I'm not feeding into it or giving it any kind of attention, negative or positive, it's just like, they don't even exist. That's the best way to handle it, and I haven't had too many problems. But I also have a really good like community and chat base, so it's not as easy as like going and picking on someone that only has like 1 or 2 viewers or no one's talking in chat, and then it's really easy to just So I don't have people calling me a fake gamer, thankfully. Yeah. Now that we've said this, next time I stream, someone's gonna come in and do that. I can almost.
Which is a good thing because there's somebody watching this show.
Oh my god, they're gonna just come and intentionally troll. It's like, you're a fake gamer. Hashtag Pupunoob. Hashtag playonultra.
Thank you for watching the playonultra podcast.
Yes, no, thank you.
Come again.
Honestly, though, if someone did that, I would laugh. If they did like the hashtags and they clarified like, you know, this is like referential humor, I'd be like, hey. Yeah, I'm totally fake. Oh my god, you guys, this game is amazing.
So yeah. Anybody else with any cringy who wants to steer this cringy train onwards?
I was just gonna say.
I feel like I saw something.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was filling the airtime. I was like, I feel like I saw something, but I can't remember what it was. You have an actual story, so you should.
Yes.
Going back to like the whole like being a gatekeeper of things like that. I don't think like I'm never gonna walk up to somebody and be like, oh, what's your top 5 Legend of Zelda games because you have this shirt, and I'm like, that's not me. But if I'm like, hey, I really like your shirt, and they're like, thanks, I know nothing about it, I feel like, oh, okay, well that's great. Because like when I worked at a grocery store for a couple of years in high school. And I remember distinctly somebody walking in with a Pink Floyd shirt. And I had really gotten into Pink Floyd around this time. And I was like, oh, nice shirt. I really like Pink Floyd. And they were like, wait, who? I'm just like,
Oh,
like
At least know the band.
You like, come on, dude. Like Dark Side of the Moon shirt. You should know who this is. I don't. He was like an older guy too. It's pretty.
It was a gift from my father before he died.
Yeah.
I will admit, sometimes I've gone into a store, especially like Hot Topic or whatever, and I'll see a shirt that's got a really cool design on it, and I'm like, that looks really cool. It's probably referencing something that I don't know, but I really like the style. I really like the design.
Yeah.
I think ultimately, I usually don't buy a shirt that seems like some kind of reference to something else if I don't know what the reference is, because I'm like, I might be wearing a shirt about a show that I don't find funny, or that I wouldn't like, or that represents stuff that I wouldn't support. So I don't buy the shirt because I don't want other people thinking I support something when it's like, I don't even know what it is. So that's kind of...
Have you ever seen something like that and then liked it so much you went and consumed the source material?
That's interesting, yeah.
I don't have a good example, but I'm sure I've done that at least for like some anime. It's like, that's a cool thing.
No, I think most of the time... Well, yeah, I guess sometimes for like animes and stuff, like if the character design looks really cool and I'm like, what's that? But then it's really hard to find it. It's like, how do you search
That's
that up
true.
unless you look at the tag? And
I
sometimes the
remember-
tag is just like something really vague.
I heard about Attack on Titan because I went to a convention and all these people were walking around dressed like, Recon Corps with like the coats and the...
Oh yeah.
So it's like, I
oh
went
yeah.
home, I was like, anime with people with boxes on their hips. I didn't know what I was looking for. Eventually I found it. I was like, yes!
Yeah, that's a really good show. That's a really good show.
That's like a good.
I'm still
point,
watching
too.
season 2 right now.
I can say that, like, I've seen a lot of Doctor Who related stuff, and I haven't really watched much of Doctor Who. And not because, like, I don't want to, but it's just, like, finding the time to do it, to, like, sit down and, like,
It's
watch this show
dauntingly
kind of a
big
thing.
as well.
It is very
It's what?
big.
It's dauntingly big. Like,
Yeah.
where do you start?
Oh, yeah,
It's a
no,
huge
exactly.
commitment. Like,
Exactly. And that's something else that's kind of like, ugh. But, I, like, seeing the merchandise and stuff has never really spurred me, like, oh, what is this cool sonic screwdriver thing? Like, well, it's more just like, oh, huh, okay, and then set it down and walk away, like, whatever. I don't really, it doesn't mean anything to me. So I don't think I've ever seen something and like gone back to source material to find out what it was. Like, nothing sticks out to me. Or if I did go back and look up, it was forgettable. So
I was trying to Google, what anime with boxes on their hips?
yes, anime with big
Yeah.
boxes on their hips.
I got an anime called I'm not sure what is it, Keijo, and it's an anime where girls
Oh, I
fight
know
with
exactly
their butts and their
what you're
boobs.
talking about.
I think I've seen gifs of that.
Yeah.
Like, do their boobs turn into weapons?
I'm not sure.
It's
I-
just
Okay.
not pressing the
really
video.
unlogical physics.
Okay.
That's what
like
it comes
Wow.
down
like
to.
High School
Like
of the
High
Dead
School of
kind
the
of
Dead
stuff.
physics, yes.
Wow.
They are. I've only seen one episode because a friend made me watch it. It's literally like
Sure.
two girls in a they're in a ring of some sorts, and they have
Yeah,
to like
yeah.
push themselves off.
And they're
in
wearing
the
like
water.
swimsuits and
They're
shit.
Oh.
It's ridiculous.
And then some of the pictures look like their clothes are torn off, but it's strategically, torn kind
Oh,
of.
of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It
how
depends
clothes
on
work.
how self-aware that is. Like, it's like at High School of the Dead. Like, I watched High School of the Dead because I saw a GIF of so there's these zombies coming down like a street, and this person with a katana like fighting them on. It was really badass, and she does like a backflip, and her boobs are going like a mile a minute, like fluttering.
Oh my
And this
God.
person snipes a bullet in between the oscillating boobs, and it hits a zombie, and it was so well animated. Like the budget was all there. I'm like, this is amazing, and so I watched it, and it held up to that. But
Yeah.
like, so sometimes when something's it's extreme enough and
Right.
to the point of possibly being satire, I can get behind it.
Yeah, no, definitely.
That's funny.
But yeah, it's weird.
Not judging. If this gets you off,
Sure.
fucking hell. Go ahead. So, okay, so I've also started playing Final Fantasy 15.
Oh yeah?
Ooh. Is that the MMO one?
No, that's 14. 15
Oh,
is
okay.
the boy
Oh,
band.
because it's the
road
newest
trip.
one.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
one that came
got
out
it.
like last year.
Yeah, boy band road trip eating cup noodles and shit. So I don't know anything about the game. Did not know what to expect. Obviously I've played all the like other Final Fantasies, and I like the series and all. So I started the game. Okay, so I like the theme where it's like a modern day kind of thing. There's cars, there's people with cell phones, and there's like refueling station, like petrol stations, and
cool.
like it looks like the outskirts of the US, I guess. Like there's a lot of plains with very few like small towns scattered around. The car is super cool. I really like that modern day style. I really wish there was more RPGs using that, like a modern day, maybe a bit of like a steampunk fantasy meshing as well. But the game is so weird. I feel so conflicted about it. it doesn't feel like a Final Fantasy game. It feels like a tribute to Final Fantasy. And when you start the game, it actually says there a Final Fantasy for fans and first timers. So it feels like a tribute more, and like most of the songs that I've listened so far isn't that memorable, which is weird for the Final Fantasy game, you know?
That is
weird.
weird.
The battle theme is not memorable. And then in the car and your MP3 player, you can buy like the soundtrack from the other games, which is also kind of weird. It's cool, but it's weird to hear Final Fantasy songs from other games in another Final Fantasy game, because it's supposed to be separate, but it's like a tribute, I guess. I don't know. And
I wonder if they have Final Fantasy games in that universe.
they do have video games, but I don't think they have Final Fantasy games.
Hold on, here's my question.
Yes.
Those songs that you can get, because there's a Final Fantasy like on the Super Nintendo where everything's like 8-bit soundtrack. So is it an 8-bit sound? Are those songs available, or
It's
just
not 8-bit.
certain? Okay, they've redone it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's actually really cool.
I'm 99.99% sure I wasn't listening to an 8-bit soundtrack when I put on like the
you'd
Final
probably
Fantasy 1 and
recognize.
2 stuff. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's
And-
cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like it's a game where it's like oh, this is referencing this, but it's like it doesn't feel like an original Final Fantasy game as well.
on its
because
own.
because it was supposed to be Versus 13 or something, right? And it was supposed to be, and then like took them 10 years, and I guess this is what they finally able to salvage from that horrible development hell. And so what got me excited from FF15 is what they can do in FF16 when they have hopefully better direction, more of an overarching like consistent design, and with like maybe some of the new mechanics. So the combat in Final Fantasy 15 is also kind of weird. It's not turn-based. It's not really action. So it's not like Platinum action, but it's also not turn-based. It's not like Dragon Age as well. It's so weird. So what you do is you hold the circle button, and he will do the attack combo on his own. And then you have 4 different weapons that you can switch on in the middle of the combo, and it will continue the combo, which is kind of cool. Pressing the triangle button will do a warp attack where you teleport and do like a strike. And teleporting and evading attacks uses your MP. And the magic system as well. I'm still kinda new. I think I only played like 10 hours of the game, and I'm like taking my time. I'm like every time there's a fast travel option, I don't use the fast travel option. I just let them drive and I just listen to the music and then just hear them banter. So it's pretty relaxing actually. I don't know, the combat feels really weird. It's just,
But it looks cool, right?
so that was what they were trying to go for. They were trying to make it look very, I think ever since that Final Fantasy VII Advent Children came out, they've been trying to get that anime cinematic feel to combat. Like they want people flying around and shit.
Oh, yeah.
So they were trying to go for that. You can warp. When you attack from the back, you do a blindside attack, which increases your damage. But if there's a party member near you, you do like a combo thing, which is also automatically done. And those combos are like, the animations are pretty long. So like Prompto, the guy that uses the gun, he will slide towards the enemy and shoot, and then you pick him up. And all this is like automatic animation. So they're trying to go for that anime cinematic feel to the combat. And it works sometimes and it doesn't work sometimes. And it just feels like a very weird mishmash of things that they were trying to do. And they were not great at any one thing, sort of.
So what's worse, does it get old? Like, I've seen this animation 5 times already. I wish it was faster.
I've played it 10 hours and I think I've seen all of the combat animations already. Pretty sure.
Do you wish they were skippable then? By this point? Or is it they're okay?
It's not really a cutscene kind of thing. It just happens.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, but I mean, you're not like it's downtime though. You're not. There's no user input. It's like
Yes.
dead time. You're not playing
Yes, it's
for these
downtime. Yeah.
little moments.
Yeah. And the camera also is really annoying because sometimes you fight in like foresty areas and you can't move the camera all that well, and I'm hitting something, I think, while I'm staring at a bush. It's like, fucking hell.
That's annoying.
The magic system is not fun. I haven't gotten any of the summons yet.
Oh no!
After 10 hours?
After 10 hours, I'm
Wow.
just like taking my
That's
time.
crazy.
Pre-
Is it classes? Like, can you change class?
No.
Or no, it's
No,
locked
there's
in. Okay.
There's, so they
It's like
have...
Final Fantasy 2.
Yeah,
not,
each character will
not
have
1.
their own, their stereotypical. So there's one guy, Gladios. He's my favorite because he's the big hunk. He's pretty fucking sexy.
Big hunk.
He wears like just a jacket with no shirt on, with his abs and shit, and he uses those great cloud buster swords kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where the sword is like bigger than him.
Yeah.
So there's that guy, and he's like the cool, strong dude, of course, right? And then there's the guy who uses daggers, and he's like the analytical. He also does all the cooking, and he's like the mom, and then there's another guy where he's like the kid. He uses guns, and he's the one that takes selfies and pictures all the time. And then you're the one that you play Noctis. You only control him. And
Okay.
Oh,
he's
wow.
he's like the that's also weird. You only control one character. I guess FF12 did that as well. You can only use gambits, right? So he's like the prince that have to take over being king, and he's kind of emo with no personality. So they're basically Final Fantasy characters is what I'm trying to say. And they're charming together, not so charming when they're... I mean, the group dynamic is pretty charming, but individually the characters are pretty fucking annoying.
Okay.
It's such a weird game, seriously. Such a weird ass game. And I've been trying to put off not playing Persona 5 because I just got that. And I'm
Nice.
trying to I got a steelbook version too. It's so cool. The cover is so cool.
Have you played the first 4?
I played 3. No, I'm
Okay.
not really a fan.
Yeah.
Poser. So it's such a weird game. I like it. It has some charm to it. It has the road trip feel to it. You can eat food, you can cook and shit, take photos, and there's like some really charming things and some really weird things. I guess it's a Final Fantasy game. I don't know. It's such a hard game for me to tell people what's it about. You know? It's like I don't know how to sell this game, even if I want to. It's just I don't know. So yeah, that's Final Fantasy 15.
Nice.
It sounds interesting. That's something I'll probably try to pick up at some point once it's gone down. I'm the kind of person, like, a game comes out, I'll wait like a year, 2 years sometimes while I'm going through my library, and it's like, oh hey, it's $20. I'll pick it up.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a Final Fantasy fan, I would recommend it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because it's you will be pretty familiar, and you can change the color of the chocobos too. Mine is like a turquoise bright green right now. It's so cute.
Nice.
I love that. Fucking love that. So yeah, it's a fucking weird ass game. It's a weird ass game. So yeah, anything else, guys, before we move on?
I have a confession. I've only ever played the very first Final Fantasy game.
As in one?
As
I'm in
in
this-
one for
wait,
the NES.
I'm kind of in the same boat.
Isn't one in the US actually 3 or something like that?
Something like that.
Right?
I've heard
Maybe. Yeah.
Something
that.
like
I don't
that.
know,
I don't even.
but I have heard that as well.
I don't
Yeah.
remember. I don't know.
It's the one with the ghost train, right? Or is that 2?
No, that might be 2.
Okay.
Well, I played Final Fantasy, like, the very, very first, back when it was pen and paper, so, I mean...
Oh, okay.
Okay. Everybody just give up listing shit. Just Callie wins this round.
I mean, I played Dungeons and Dragons before Final Fantasy. No, I'm just okay.
So yeah.
One thing I wanted to mention, there's a game, I'm so bad. So whenever I back a Kickstarter project, I basically never read the emails about it.
When will you learn?
I open them and I scan them. I'm like, are they asking me to like choose my reward? Like, what are they doing? Nothing? Okay, delete it. Apparently, back in January, I got sent a key for a game I backed, however long ago.
Oh, man.
And this explains a lot, because since sometime between January and now, I'd gotten an email from these people saying, hey, we have a new Kickstarter project for a comic book based off our game. I'm like, how dare you try to get more money from me when you haven't even finished the first thing? Well, I guess they did. So I found that email, or I found the message back in my Kickstarter log, now I have a new game to start playing now that Hover's over. Woo-hoo. I mean, I've Hover interrupted a game. So I have to finish that game, but I'll be finishing that game in parallel with the new game, and the new game is called Nefarious. It is a game where you play as like a bad superhero. I think it's kind of like a running shmup. I haven't played it yet, so I don't know. I logged in, and the options had no options for volume, so I immediately quit until I could mess with that later.
Oh, I've seen this
artistically,
one. You play the bad guy, right?
Yeah, you play the bad guy.
Oh.
That sounds cool.
It'll be interesting to play in parallel with the other game, because the other game is a choose your own adventure book about being a superhero. So I can get both sides. That'll be superhero month, I guess, apparently. Yeah, that's my thing.
Nice.
So I'm good at news now.
So yeah, news? Can we get to the news?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes.
Okay, news
I thought you were saying. I thought you were
going into
a statement
me too.
news.
I didn't realize the question.
That was the news.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's go with Cyberpunk, the CD Projekt game.
Okay, I know where this is going.
Yeah. So apparently they got hacked.
Wait, what?
They got hacked or something. Their servers got hacked. And apparently these hackers got a hold of some Cyberpunk files.
Oh, I think, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
So they made a statement saying the hackers was asking for ransom. Give us money, if not we're gonna release these files to the public. So CD Projekt basically came out with a statement saying, fuck you, we're not gonna pay you any money. All these files about Cyberpunk were from an earlier build kind of thing, and they're irrelevant and obsolete and
wah.
So we're not gonna do shit. So if you guys see anything online about Cyberpunk, just know that it's irrelevant, basically, is what they're trying to say. So some people have said this could be a marketing thing, or this could be a test, and see how people react to the files or something. I have no idea.
Who the fuck cares?
That's interesting. Because, E3 is right around the corner, so who knows,
Who knows, yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
That doesn't really... I don't know. I don't think it changes anything.
No, I don't think it matters.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing. I probably won't look at anything just because I don't want to spoil anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's about CD Projekt. Okay, so this one then. It's about Denuvo and the Denuvo DRM. So there's this company that was trying to sue Denuvo. It's called VM Protect. The name of their product is called VM Protect. The reason why they wanted to sue Denuvo is because they accused Denuvo of using pirated software in their DRM, which is fucking ironic.
Oh, wow.
I hope that's true.
So they are using pirated software to reduce piracy. Holy shit.
Huh.
That's great.
So again, these were just allegations, accusations, right?
Yeah.
The funny thing is, all of a sudden, the person, I think the CEO, basically the company of this VM Protect, says that the conflict with the Denuvo software is no longer relevant. So, I'm gonna guess a lot of people have been saying, I think the Denuvo came up with a deal with them, which means they actually pirated the software then, right? I mean, if you're innocent, you don't need to.
Sounds kind of like it.
Yeah.
And there was probably an NDA in the deal.
The alternative is they threatened them and they backed down.
Yeah. I mean, there's no other. I can't think of any other explanation for that. If they came up with a deal and there's an NDA in the deal, it basically means they were guilty in the first place. I'm pretty sure they have the money to go to court.
So, yeah.
So that's So yeah, Denuvo is using pirated software to India anti-piracy software. Great.
That's great.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Beautiful.
Who pirates the pirates?
Great.
It's like robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that reminds me, I think there was a hip hop artist a while back, like maybe a year or so ago, that he had got caught with a screenshot of him pirating music. I think it was
remember something
Kanye.
like that.
I believe it was Kanye. I'm not 100%
Seriously?
sure, but
That wouldn't surprise
yeah,
me.
I wouldn't.
Okay, I'm gonna let you finish. No.
Yes, Kanye West caught
Yeah.
visiting Pirate Bay.
Nice.
Oh,
Even Deadmau5 called him out.
Yeah,
wow.
it's like that's great.
Talking about taking screenshots and not noticing what tabs you have on.
Yeah.
Recently, like a couple of days ago, let me just. There's a journalist. Hold on. A journalist tweets a photo of anti-Semitic hate mail. So I'm guessing he
Okay.
got the hate mail, is what I'm trying to.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
And he's just calling them out.
One of the tabs was for hentai.
That's great. That's what I was hoping
nice.
for.
No,
Just research. It's just research.
See,
I don't remember if this got resolved, but I remember there was a
I think he
report-
tried to explain. Hold on. I'm looking at some.
Sure.
Go
It
on.
was
while
for
I'm looking
science.
it was actually about the anti-Semitic email.
Don't hate, just watch tentacle porn.
You know.
Keep calm and tentacle on.
Okay. He said, one of his tweets said, okay, I'm a dumbass. Believe it or not, my kids and I were trying to convince my wife that tentacle porn existed. I tried to find some to show her it was real. I couldn't
How
find.
old are his kids?
I don't know. I couldn't find any and ended up with this.
What?
My family reads my Twitter feed so they know this is true. While hentai, until now I thought it was called manga, was on screen as part of search to prove to my wife tentacle porn exists. What difference would it make? Seriously, while I don't see the appeal of cartoon porn, porn is a multi-billion industry. People obviously look at it. No one hacked my account. Okay, that's good. We were searching to prove my wife tentacle porn existed. I guess that was what he's trying to say.
Well, I mean, even if okay, basically what he said is no, seriously, it was research. Okay, that's basically what he just said.
Literally
it was research.
for science. Yeah.
And even if I was into that stuff, who are you to judge? Because
Yeah.
everybody looks at porn. Obviously, the numbers show that. So, you know, he sort of said I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah.
That's kind of what he just did there.
Yeah.
Basically.
When you're defending yourself and you say, I didn't do it, you should never follow it up with, but if I was doing it.
Yes. No. Oh my God.
Yep.
That's great.
Hentai, is that how it's said? Hentai. Oh, it's very curious. Tentacles, you say.
I saw this video. Somebody created a robot. It's for actual science, okay? It's for actual
yeah, I'm
science.
sure.
Okay.
They created a robot tentacle thing that's able to grip stuff. So
I think I've seen that.
yeah, and they have the
Yeah.
suction cups and shit too. So any day now, somebody's gonna fuck that.
No. I know what I saw. I
It's
saw
already happened.
someone who had like taped a pocket knife or something to one of those like flailing tentacles, and that's what it. Yes, and like it's really whipping that knife around. Like if you're
Holy
not careful,
shit.
it will cut you. And I'm like, why did you do that? Like you're booby trapping yourself. Like really. You might as well start lining your door handles with razor blades. Like, what? Why would you do this?
I have a question that is not related to anything that we've been saying. You said
Perfect.
booby trap, and I've read that there was this case that's illegal to booby trap your house in the States or something.
We talked about this, I think. Yeah.
Maybe?
I think that's
Really?
Yeah.
true.
And then
It's
I
like-
think there was a
yeah.
case a burglar tried to get into the house from the roof window kind of thing.
Yes.
He fell
I think that's what
down
you're talking
to a bunch of knives,
He
and he was able
He
to
landed in the
sue the
kitchen.
house owner or something.
What?
And he won, I think.
It's something. I mean, so part of that is it's illegal to booby trap your house. The other part of that is there's weird laws that I don't know what I'm talking about concerning what information the jury's allowed to know. So like I don't know if they had the context that he was a burglar, or if that would have
Right.
mattered or not. But like, a person fell through a skylight
Right.
onto a knives,
Right.
you know,
Right.
deliberately positioned to who
that's
knows,
interesting.
that kind of crap.
It's weird.
I mean, I think that
Yeah.
like I definitely think that people should have the right to defend themselves, but when you start to get into the whole like inhumane type thing, like you falling onto knives, that's not an instant death. I mean, or you may
Well,
not
the
die at
problem
all. But you're going to be laying there, bleeding out, laying on a bed of knives. I mean, that's
Right.
that's a little over the top from
The
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem is, on paper, I love booby traps because they can get rid of my problem without me being anywhere near them. The reason they suck.
You have to clean
is
up?
because
You have to clean up.
no, they hit innocent people just as well as anybody else.
Right.
yes, they do.
Like the reason landmines aren't allowed is because they kill children and rescue workers, etc.
And regarding
Pets.
that skylight thing, it was a bunch of knives because he fell into the kitchen.
Yeah, it's like the ninth block of the
Oh.
kitchen,
Yeah, yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Oh,
It,
well,
it wasn't.
I
it wasn't a
mean-
trap.
It was. I mean, that was the story as it was told to me.
Right.
We learned this in high school. It was like during government class or
weird.
something like that.
I can't say much. I just thought it was interesting.
Well,
It
yeah,
is
but
interesting.
I'm pretty sure I want to say that that's correct. That you can't trap your home with stuff.
Right.
But
Because
for a burglar to
firefighters
like
and
that,
stuff could die. It would suck.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. So, going back to the news, remember that guy Randy Bitchford we were talking about?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The magician.
um.
He always does a magic trick. Every time I see him at PAX, he does a magic trick.
he
it's
sings a
like,
song.
I tore a newspaper in half
What's
and
he
put
a
it back together.
developer
I did
for?
the ice bucket challenge.
Oh man.
He's not really. I don't know if he's a developer. He's just like the
CEO
like
guy.
CEO of
And
of
his
Gearbox.
freaking Twitter handle is Duval Magic. So I guess he's into magic tricks.
I mean, so I did see a very cool talk of his, or didn't hear. I read a transcript of a talk he did with Penn Jillette about how because the key component to magic is misdirection, and how that's going to play a very important part in virtual reality video games. So that was cool to read. But he's still a tool.
Yeah. So, Battleborn is going to have a free trial.
I don't know much about
Oh, boy.
Battleborn. I'm gonna be honest.
Wasn't that? Didn't that get released around the same time that Destiny did? And then people just
Overwatch.
Like a couple weeks before Overwatch.
Oh, Overwatch. That's right. So people just ignored it because it wasn't that great,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah. Basically, so I pre-ordered Battleborn because after playing the demo, I was like, holy fuck, this is a fun game. It's an FPS MOBA basically, and
Okay.
it's very different from Overwatch. Overwatch is like, Overwatch,
Yeah.
but Battleborn is like an FPS MOBA kind of thing, and it was really fun. I played like 60 hours of it, and
I liked it. I liked the characters better than Overwatch characters.
I really enjoyed it. The thing is, their marketing for it was really bad.
Oh.
Yes, they announced the release dates first before Overwatch. But seriously, did you really think that you're gonna beat Overwatch? And the thing is,
a good point.
their marketing did not try to go away from the Overwatch comparison because they're very different games. So anyway,
They are different. It's more like League than Overwatch. It's
Yeah.
more similar to
Oh,
League.
okay.
closer to Smite, I
Interesting.
guess.
Smite, sure.
Smite.
Yeah, Smite. Better example.
So, this free trial, if you read about a free trial, is basically free to play. It's not actually a trial.
Ooh.
There's no time limit to it.
Interesting.
You get the game for free. There's only 6 characters playable, and then it's like on a rotation. Sounds familiar? rotation,
Yeah,
and then you get
I'm
to
fine
use your
with that.
currency to unlock more characters, and then the
One thing that Battleborn has that Overwatch doesn't is a single player or like a story mode, which is
single player is
fantastic.
not available in this free-to-play mode.
Oh,
I am pretty sure. Let me just double
there goes
check.
my interest.
That actually, like, the way that this is set up reminds me of, like, if...
Evolve?
No. I was going to say, like, if Battleborn and,
Yes, no single player. Yeah, go on, Kelly.
I'm trying to think of a game, like... I don't know, but the game I'm thinking of basically is Gigantic, because that's also a first-person thing. It's not like a shooter, though there is a character you can play with bullets, but it's a first-person thing where you're trying to be tactical and go around, but it doesn't feel like Overwatch, because Gigantic is actually interesting. Like, I swear, every
No, I see what you mean.
No, I'm sorry, but like Overwatch is so damn boring, and everybody fucking streams
Right.
it, and they're like, "Hey guys, we're gonna do a placement. I'm doing this. I'm that." I'm just like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm not watching your stream today. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Gigantic
like, I'm
is
glad that you like the game."
you need to
I
win
didn't
points
buy it
to
when it
activate
came
your
out for that
boss
reason.
character thing or something like that.
Okay, yeah. So here's how this works. You've got two guardians. One's like a snake type dude. The other one's like a griffin type thing. And the players go out onto the field, and you basically earn like points through taking down other players or taking down field creatures that the opposite team has erected for, like, walls or healing or whatever. And after you accrue a certain amount, like, let's say if both sides, like, one team gets 4 kills and the other team gets the necessary 5 kills, like, it goes into attack/defense mode, and so the guardian that's on the offense will come over and, like, pin it down, and then the other players have to go and attack. But the 4 kills that the defending team got will stay there as, like, a defense bar. So it's like an extra layer of protection while they're trying to defend their guardian from attack. And then you have, like, 3 hearts. So it's almost like a Mortal Kombat kind of thing. Like, you get the bar down all the way to the first heart, and then, like, okay, it resets, and you have another 2 hearts left, and it goes down like that. And each time that the guardian takes a damage, like, of a single heart, it actually goes further back in the field. So the maps will actually evolve a little bit over time. And that's pretty cool. Like, in the final stages, there's actually something called the Clash, and they go, like, the map gets a lot smaller, and, like, they might fly, the guardians fly, basically, to a different area of the map, a little bit. And so the strategy of the field play becomes a little bit different. So there's a lot of interesting dynamics where Overwatch just feels like crazy, tons of numbers all over the screen, like blah 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 blah, and the I don't know, it's just it doesn't stick out to me. Like, I just kind of start falling asleep. Like, everything starts to look the same, and the color schemes are kind of just like blends together, and it's watching Overwatch is how I feel when I watch League of Legends. Because I don't know any of the characters. I don't know what the fuck is going on. There's just tons of numbers all over the screen, and people are zipping back and forth, and then suddenly someone goes, "Oh!" And then, like, someone dies, and then, like, it gets calm and quiet again, and you're just watching someone go down a lane and kill minions, and I'm just like, what the fuck just happened? Wombo combo! Wombo combo! What does that even fucking mean? I don't know. But,
how long is a gigantic match?
How long is it?
An hour?
It depends. If you have a fairly evenly matched team, I would say 35 to 45 minutes.
That's pretty long.
I mean, you could drag it out to an hour, but it doesn't feel like it's taking an hour. Where League of Legends definitely feels like it's taking at least 2 hours. I mean, I'm not trying to hate on the game, and I'm sure it sounds like that. Like, if you play League of Legends or Overwatch and you really love it, and it, like, you just makes you so happy to play with your friends, like, great.
Nobody's
that's good
happy
that you
playing
found
a MOBA.
something like.
I don't know where you got that idea. Nobody's happy playing
I'm
that
happy
shit.
playing my MOBAs. I'm happy playing Gigantic. I'm happy playing Heroes of the Storm. Like, I like, because something about
You're not playing
is
it
so
right.
much more.
You're gonna get pissed off at people.
No, I don't. I don't get salty. I'm anti-salt. I'm low sodium, okay? But yeah, so
piggyback. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I was just saying,
okay.
like that end of rant. I'm off my soapbox. I'm sorry.
This is tangential to the start of this story. Have you guys heard of a game called Fortnite by Epic Games?
Yes. It's
that
finally
later
coming out. No.
So okay, it's coming out, but it's got some
What?
bad strings attached, I guess.
Why?
Like there's a weird pricing structure on it. So it's free to play.
It's free to play, but you have to pay for the early access, right?
You can pay full like $30 to get into the early access, like 23, like a full price for a game to
And
get
I'm
into early
guessing that
access.
like you have some grandfather kind of stuff when it goes to free to play.
Probably there's a lot of so I guess the game is a cooperative wave-based like tower defense. I think it's first person, maybe third
It's third
person,
person.
but like
it's like Left 4 Dead meets
okay.
Ox Must Die.
Sure, that sounds about right. But
With a bit more base building, I guess.
You have blueprints and you do resource gathering and you build like low walls and turrets and structures and that kind of stuff. And so when you get points and things, you can use these to buy other blueprints and things to build in the game the next time you play. But also, of course, you can do microtransactions and stuff to get these super rare blueprints.
Of course.
And that kind of thing. So
Pay to win?
the one review I've read of it so far said the microtransactions were like really big. Like you don't need them, but they play a huge part, I guess. Like they can really impact your
Like I really want to
growth.
play it, but I don't want to pay for early access just to wait for it to go to free to play. It's like
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I am with every
unless you
friggin'
tell me now
multiplayer
what I'm
game.
gonna get if I pay.
That's a
Sure.
good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. It's probably just booster packs, though.
That's
Yeah.
fun. Like
Maybe a skin or two.
there's like different characters you can use. I think. I think
Yes.
people who pay should just
They
get like all
specialize
the
in different
characters or
things.
something like that. Like Smite, you just pay $30, you get all the characters, present and
That's-
future.
That's actually what Gigantic
Maybe.
is doing. I mean, like
But
I don't know
I
about
don't know if
future
I like that.
characters, but the characters that they have right now, yeah, you just unlock them all.
I mean, it's not a bad thing, but I don't know if I like it because I like having something to work towards.
Fair enough.
That is true. After I unlocked the Smite characters, I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna use my currency on now? It's like just the shitty
That's my problem with
recolors.
Overwatch.
Right.
It's like there's all a bunch of skins I don't really care about, and they're all super expensive. Yeah, I don't know. That's my story about Fortnite. I mean, it looks cool, but it's got one of the most aggressive pricing structures for a free-to-play game I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's by Epic, I believe. Epic Games.
It's just by Epic.
Okay.
They have another free-to-play game right now, right? Some first-person MOBA thing as well.
Is it Paladin or Paragon?
Paragon.
Which one? Paragon.
Yeah. So
I
many.
mean, both
these
of those
days.
are like free MOBAs. I can't keep track of which one's made by who. I think Paladins actually has a pretty good following, but I didn't like either one.
Like
I
I
played them
found
both.
Paladins kind of forgettable, to be honest.
Yes.
Compared to Gigantic
It
and
was-
Heroes of the Storm, I was just like, I mean, if my friends are playing and they're like, please, Callie, please come play
Right.
with us,
It's-
and I'll be like, okay.
Exactly.
Zach, are you secretly an Overwatch player and you're like secretly hating us right now?
No, unfortunately,
Overwatch all week.
I don't really play MMOs. I just never have the time for it.
You mean MOBAs?
Online, like
Online
online
arena
games.
stuff, right?
Yeah, like most
Okay,
of
all
yeah.
of it, the whole kit and caboodle.
Most of
Okay.
them, yeah. Like I've played like a little bit of like Gary's Mod with some friends and some like certain online games like every once in a while, but it's not like the things that I go to all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough. And speaking of Gary's Mod, Witch It, copy paste prop hunt. No shame. No
Really?
shame. And it's not even that
I mean,
it feels so kiddie. It feels like it's slapping prop hunt in the face, like, yeah, we'll have it for everybody and the kids will like it too. You know what I mean? Like,
So it's not good.
that's kind of how I feel about Player Unknown's Battleborn.
okay, I haven't played
with
it,
respect
so
to-
like it's harsh for me to judge, but like just seeing the initial gameplay footage and a little bit of the trailer, I was like, as I was watching it, I was like, oh, this kind of seems interesting, a hide and seek game, this might be fun. And then as I was watching it, it was dawning on me, I was like, oh my god, this is prop hunt. This is just straight up prop hunt. I mean, I'm hoping that they will
I think it'll
creatively add some other kind of dynamics to it, or like gameplay mechanics. But Yeah, I don't know. It's I'm nervous that they're just going to be like, okay, Prop Hunt is old enough, Gary's Mod is old enough that most everybody has kind of either not heard of it or they've stopped playing it, so we'll release this game, and then they'll be like, oh, and they'll feel the nostalgia in their back of their mind, but it'll look different enough with the crazy colors, and it's witches, and what are they, villagers, oh my god, like, this is so interesting, that they'll not realize it's just copy-paste Prop Hunt. So, I don't know, I hope that they try to make it their own. I hope that they do that. Because otherwise...
I mean, like, copy it, but make it better, basically.
Yeah.
This pattern does have a history of working in video games. Like, League is a better version of Dota, with money involved.
Right.
PlayerUnknown Battleground has a bunch of precursors.
Definitely.
You're just throwing out LOL is better than Dota on the internet, like it's nothing.
Well, I mean, I didn't say it was better, I just meant it got money. I think Dota was free.
Yeah.
Dota 1 was free. League has earned many millions.
Many millions, yeah.
Yeah, no, I just like everything is building off of what came before. Absolutely. I'm not saying that, like, unless your game is completely, absolutely original, nothing, like, that would be impossible. There would be no books, there would be no movies, like, nothing new would ever come out because, well, everything is taking away from something else. That being said, just the fact that I so instantly recognized, and I hadn't played Prop Hunt in years. I hadn't played Prop Hunt in several years, but just from watching that gameplay footage, so, like the character animations, the way that they were swatting at stuff was very, very Gary's Mod. It was like very much the same, similar animations.
That's a bit of a problem.
That kind of stuff. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Literal copy paste. Yeah.
Yes, I mean like
just
a literal
reskin.
copy paste. But I mean, maybe that gameplay footage is just like, hey, you know, this is like the alpha or the beta, and you know, that's just like a placeholder kind of thing to give people an idea. Then, okay, but to release a trailer saying, hey, everybody, hype up about this game, when it's clearly a copy, like so closely, just with different skins and textures. That's where my red flags go up, and I'm like, are you just trying to piggyback off of something and hope that no one notices?
They're going for the YouTuber fodder.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like...
So, anyway.
I would buy a copy-paste Prop Hunt if it was, one, at least somewhat better, and two, had, like, some kind of better P2P servers. Like, if I can just, like, send an invite to my friends and be like, hey, you know, accept it through Steam, I'd be down for that, you know, without having, you know, all the Gary's Mod issues with servers and stuff. But,
oh, yeah, absolutely. If they could clean up the code, optimize it, add...
Polish it.
Polish it, open it up to
polish the controls.
Make it easier for mods, or like the Steam Workshop, if Steam Workshop could get involved in it a little bit more, or adding other kinds of features, updating it. So, because if you play Gary's Mod, you're like, yeah, this is a game from like early 2000s, obviously. But making
There's also a lot of like exploits.
Yeah.
Not exploits, but like kind of really cheap places to hide. So
Yeah.
Designed levels.
So if they could balance it better, that's the word I'm looking for. If they could make the game a little more balanced, add some other interesting features, optimize it, polish it up, like you said, then like that would be something like, wow, they took Gary's Mod and they improved, they made it better. But this one just is like, oh, they changed the skin textures and made the characters witches and villagers and stuck them medieval and said, hey, everybody.
If it's free to play and you can just buy skins, I'm okay with that. But it probably won't be, will it?
It's early access right now, and
guess.
it's $15.
Okay.
Like, I feel like Town of Salem is a ripoff. It started out as a ripoff of like Werewolf.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But I mean,
it's free to play.
Yeah.
And there's just skins.
But I feel like it's different enough because there's lots of card games
They've
and board games that revolve around that kind of idea. I mean, there's a card game. There was a card game I played in high school called Mafia, and I could say that Werewolf was a ripoff of Mafia.
It is.
So,
it is, for sure.
But it's different enough. It's like, okay, but we're villagers and there's werewolves, and it's like, okay, it's a different kind of fantasy thing. And then Town of Salem, like you have a little thing on your screen, you can see little people, and it's a different dynamic because you're not looking at someone's face. You're reading their text. So that's also a very, very different dynamic. You don't get someone's instant reaction. You don't see their eye twitching. You don't see them like shuffling in their seat anxiously or trying to come up with a story and taking forever or like that stuff you don't get. So in that respect, I don't really. It's just like, oh, it's another whodunit kind of game. Nobody like mystery thing.
Like my current game of the year is Horizon Zero Dawn, and it's a game that kind of took what's good about Assassin's Creed, what was good about Far Cry, shoved them together and put robot dinosaurs around. It's like the best thing. It's like
Nice.
Here you go,
Yeah.
bow and arrow, fight the freaking robot dinosaur. Okay, then. Fucking
Sounds good.
Yeah. Holy shit, that game is so good.
This is legit. It'll work.
I think it's, can you take the original thing and at least be as good as it or better and improve on some things? Yeah, it's like when somebody
right, and add new ideas.
Right. It's like when somebody talks about what is it? When somebody talks about Fallout and they're like, "Oh, it's just Skyrim with guns." Like, yeah. No, fortunately for them it's the same company and there are some differences and stuff. But yeah.
Oh, there's tons of differences.
There are. Yeah.
I mean, I will say that having, like, because I've played Fallout 4, I've played way more Skyrim than I've played Fallout 4. I think I tend to enjoy Skyrim more than Fallout 4. I don't know why. Something about Fallout, I get confused easily, I get lost easily, I don't know where to go, I don't know what to do. Even though it sort of is a copy-paste, but the environment that you're in is so radically different.
Definitely.
And
Right.
yeah, and that's what makes it interesting. It's like, what if Skyrim was, this nuclear fallout, post-apocalyptic, with crazy creatures and stuff like that? Then it's like, yeah, I mean, then you're just doing a different kind of RPG. But I will say that playing Fallout, I would be running around doing stuff, and I would try to press the button to pick something up or looting stuff, because there's like a loot all button in Skyrim. And I was trying to press buttons that were for Skyrim that did not translate exactly to Fallout, and so that was getting to me. But I don't mind because it's just such a different environment.
Yeah.
Like it's that so that I can forgive that. And it's the same company.
Right.
It's the same company.
Right.
Yep.
Cool.
So yeah. What were we talking about? Battleborn going free to play, right?
Yes. Sorry.
No.
I feel like I derailed us.
That was it. It's going free to play, and also Randy Bishford saying it's not free to play. So yeah, it's free trial, guys. Like the name says free trial, it's not free to play. That's like literally his argument. Like, just say it's free trial, guys. Don't say free to play. He is a fucking idiot. Anyways, so yeah, but basically Battleborn is free to play now. Go and try it out. It's actually pretty fun.
Cool.
Just don't go in with the oh my god, this is Overwatch goggles, I guess.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, I have never played Overwatch because it costs money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never played
That's
Overwatch
what it comes
either.
down to with that one.
So just one last thing to mention, a Sony executive was talking about. I think he's like a very high ranking in the sales department or something, and he was talking about different stuff. But one of the tidbits was he was talking about backwards compatibility, right? Because right now the Xbox One has it, the PS4 don't. He basically said backwards compatibility is basically pointless. He doesn't understand why people want it. And he said that when he went to whatever convention and he was at a Gran Turismo event, they had the PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4 games. He said the PS1 PS2 games look so ancient, why would anybody play this?
Nostalgia.
Wow.
Like one of the biggest motivations. Like so much money is poured into nostalgia with like little figurines. Okay, never mind. You guys know. Go ahead, Paul.
So recently, Microsoft did release a portion of the data they have, and Ars Technica did a fairly exhaustive analysis of the data.
I know what you're gonna say.
I'm not gonna try and paraphrase it, but like, there's thousands of words of this article are disclaiming faults with their data. Like they don't have a complete set, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The data they have indicates that a very small percentage of people actually take advantage
2%.
of backwards compatibility.
I believe it's 2%.
2%. Yeah.
2% of
Really?
total playtime. Yeah.
Yes. 2% of total playtime
Now,
of Xbox
now
games.
obviously, you have to ask them, where's the data from?
Yeah.
What does
Yes.
that mean? Does that mean buying the old digital games? Or actually putting in your old Xbox 360 discs inside? And how do they track that? Is it the achievements or
Yes.
something? Like,
Yeah.
are they
Yeah,
spying on you?
definitely.
Maybe? I don't know. Like, how the fuck do you know how much time I spent?
We've also got the fact that there's not like the whole entire Xbox 360 library compatible with the Xbox One.
Sure.
Because
Yeah, maybe they play it. If
like
there's
I
more
know
options.
friends that would have bought Skyrim for the Xbox One, but they haven't played it because they don't have a 360 anymore, and they don't want to buy the Xbox One version or whatever. So I don't know.
Like, I would really love to buy PS3 games right now and just play it on my PS4. I don't want to hook up multiple consoles and shit. It's so annoying. And but regarding the PS4, PS3
Yeah.
thing, is because the PS3 is difficult to emulate because it's such a hugely different architecture and all that. So even for them, it's I guess it's difficult. Maybe that's what they say. So I don't know.
I mean, disclaimer: I'm definitely for backwards
Yes,
compatibility.
please. Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like the 3DS, and I have this bunch of DS games that I can play on my 3DS. I don't need to play it on the small ass DS light screen anymore. So it's so convenient. So yeah, basically the news is game company executives don't understand what people want, I guess. So nothing new, I suppose.
I don't remember the number, but there's a surprising amount of time on Xbox was actually just Netflix.
No, it makes a
Like
lot
people
of
use
sense.
their Xboxes for watching stuff.
$500
A huge percentage of their
Netflix
time on
machine.
it.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
I watch Boogie 2988 on live streams quite frequently, and he said something the other day that he has an Xbox One, but that's their media player basically. That's all they really use it for because there's not many games or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have one.
Yeah.
So
I knew a friend, the Xbox. What was the competitor to the Xbox One? Was it the PS2 or the PS3? It was the PS2,
You mean
right?
the first Xbox?
Xbox One?
oh, the original.
Yes.
The first Xbox.
I'm sorry, the
it
first
was
Xbox.
the
yeah.
PS2. Yeah,
and-
PS2.
So like
GameCube.
maybe mixing my generations up, but I believe my friend acquired a PS. His deciding factor for the PS2 was that it could play Blu-ray, unlike the Xbox.
The PS2 could play
that-
DVD.
DVD. Yeah.
DVDs,
Yeah.
It was
okay.
before
Yeah.
Blu-ray.
It was a DVD
Yeah,
player.
Blu-rays went
PS3
around.
was the Blu-ray player, yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, and it's
Because at
it's
the time it was
Xbox
cheaper than
360.
other Blu-ray players or something. Something like that.
I guess not.
because all I know is that Xbox 360 went with the HD.
HD DVD. Yeah.
Yeah, and then PlayStation went Blu-ray, and I'm really glad that Blu-ray won the battle. I don't know that the HD DVD was scratch resistant the way that Blu-ray is, but it's so
Did you test
nice.
it out? I do.
No, but just like I worked at a GameStop for a while.
Oh.
And I noticed that when people traded
Oh.
in Blu-ray discs, we would turn them over, and they would be almost nearly
And scratch the
flawless
shit out of it?
every
Oh.
single time. No,
Oh.
but like they would look really good, and then they would trade in something else, and there would be scratches on it. Like even when they're taking care of them and stuff, there'd always be like some minor scratching, and there was always more
It's probably from the
on
reader
like the
itself and
HD
shit, yeah.
DVDs or other kinds of CDs, right? That as well. And then the Blu-rays were almost always flawless, and they would stay that way. I mean, I can even go into the games I have now and check them, and they'll look almost brand new. Whereas other games, even though I take them out of the case and put them in, and then take them right back into the case, they're gonna get scuffs way more than the Blu-ray does. So I'm honestly glad that Blu-ray won that battle.
Just want to say, I get so pissed off whenever somebody holds a CD or whatever disc like this. I'm like, do you know what the hole is for, dude? Put your fucking finger in that. Can you just do this? It's not.
Why
Your
can't you
hands
get
is not that
sound
small.
That's a good sound bite. You need that
Put your
sound
fucking
bite.
finger in it.
The hole is for. Put your fucking finger in it. No, I've said it. Great.
Like, holy shit. You see a hole, you put something in it. That's how it works. Okay. That's what
how the
holes
world-
are for.
That's how the world turns.
You cut a hole in the box.
And it's not like they hold like the side of it. They like hold the middle part. Like, there's my whole
Yeah.
fucking finger on it.
Big ol'
Fuck you and your fingerprint shit.
Yeah.
So much.
So true.
Whenever somebody are like, can you don't do that in front of me? Don't ever do that with my games.
No, what's worse, I go to a friend's house and they would stack up their, like, any kind of discs, but they would just have a stack of them sitting on their dresser or whatever, and I'm like, what are you
You mean
doing?
not in the case?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
no, just the bare, yes. And they would be like, hey, do you want to, like, play a game? And they would start to, like, shuffle through the discs.
Oh my god.
And, like, that was just how they stored them, and I'm just, like, crying, like, what? Don't you like these games? Are these games not dear to you? Like, you just shit money and you're like, fuck it, I'll just go buy a new one. It doesn't matter. It's fine. I prefer the convenience of having to endlessly shuffle, but whatever.
See, I don't like not having my cases.
Yeah, and it's so nice to
Yes.
look at
Yeah,
it on the
exactly.
shelves, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Like, if it's
I
not
can't
original
stand-
artwork.
When people sell games and they say, "Oh, I don't know where I put the case anymore." Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like
Why?
Yes. Yes.
Uh,
Wait, there was a picture I saw on the internet. Someone's in-laws, like they were gonna play The Witcher 3. They were looking for the game, and they said like, "Oh, we fixed the dryer that kept rocking back and forth." And that's where they took his disc
No.
and they used it to stabilize the fucking machine.
What the fuck?
And I'm like,
Witcher 3
E-
of
even-
all games?
even if you don't play
Skyrim.
games, even if you don't play games, do you not recognize that this is a disc? It's a disc, and like it's not like some new technology. This has been around for a really long time for DVDs and
Since
like
the 90s.
CDs, and they scratch notoriously easily and everything. So why the fuck would you see a disc and be like, yeah, that's fine. Let's just put that under there. Like, maybe they saw The Witcher 3 and they thought, oh, this is just some satanic thing. It'll be better if we just put it under there, forget about it. But, like,
Well, to be
damn.
fair, the game is pretty fucking satanic. There's quite a lot of characters that look pretty fucking satanic in that game.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
wow.
Stop treating CDs like they're cassettes.
The cringe train is back. Choo choo.
So yeah. Yeah, that is all. I am dry. No more news.
Man.
No more news. You guys want to wrap this up?
Yeah.
place.
Let's do it.
Okay, cool. Self-promotion time, I guess. Everybody's favorite time. Zach, you go first. Where can people find you?
Sweet. You guys can find me on lionshonor.com. You can also find me on my YouTube channel, Sebijingames.
Callie, what about you?
So I'm CaliXenon, and you can find me on Twitter, on Twitch. I even have a super fancy special Discord that,
Yes.
people should join.
It's a cool community that you have.
And I'm also on Instagram, but that's kind of like me. But yeah, come check me out.
Nice. Foe.
Mostly just on YouTube and Twitter. Foehamner. Same old.
Hamner. Yes.
Hamner.
Yeah. And I'm Pupunoob, Pupunoob, all the places. The YouTube and the Facebooks and the Twitters. Also check out our Discord. Link is in the description below. You can send us an email at playonultra@gmail.com. You can also send us a tweet at playonultra.
Contain yourself.
I'm also on every social media that's out there, so
Yeah.
you know.
Everybody's on every social media, basically.
You kind of have to be.
Yeah. So yes, this has been episode 102 of the Play on Ultra podcast. Thank you very much for watching and listening, and we will see you next week. Bye bye.